Hello, my name is Bryce, and this is my channel, Striving Intellect. And today we're going to talk about something that may make a large amount of people uncomfortable. We are going to be talking about brain chips. And I, as well, am actually a little bit uncomfortable by some of the prospects of this technology and the things that could be done with it. But on the other hand, I do want to say that there are going to be positives to it as well. So just like many things in life, there's a positive and a negative to it. And first up, we got an article from UC San Diego today. So, transparent brain implant can read deep neural activity from the surface. So, this is actually a picture of one of these brain chips, and it is tiny, by the way. They're obviously handling it with what looks like tweezers, but it is tiny brain chips. So first off, I would like to say this technology is amazing. It really is. It's absolutely mind-boggling, literally and figuratively as well, that we could produce something this technologically advanced. Like, it absolutely is amazing, and the things that they may be able to do with it are also mind-blowing. Hopefully not literally on that one. But let me go ahead and read a little bit from this article. I mainly pulled this up so we could actually see a picture of the brain chip, just to kind of check out an image to see what it looked like. But I'll go ahead and I'll read a little bit from this excerpt. Researchers at the University of California, San Diego have developed a neural implant that provides information about activity deep inside the brain while sitting on the surface. The implant is made up of a thin, transparent, flexible polymer strip that is packed with a dense array of graphene electrodes. The technology tested in transgenic mice bring the researchers a step closer to building minimally invasive brain-computer interface, or BCI for short, that provide high-resolution data about deep neural activity by using recordings of the brain surface. So I assume this is basically meant to pick up your bioelectrical activity in your brain. I mean, it is amazing. So this article was published about a year ago or so. So we're going to switch real quick to ground news, and this is a stroke victim survivor speaks again with the help of an experimental brain-computer implant, right? Again, there's good and bad things about something like this, but I'll go ahead and I'll read a little bit deeper. Scientists develop a device that translates thoughts into spoken words in real time, according to the Associated Press. The device was tested on 47-year-old women with quadriplegia who had not spoken in 18 years after a stroke. The implant listens to brain signals and converts them into speech units, aiming to improve communication flow, according to Gopala. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that last name. I'll try. Anumanachapale. I hope that was right. I probably butchered that. Researchers believe that the sustained investments to technology could be available to patients within a decade, as stated by Jonathan Brumberg. Obviously, again, if they're already putting this device into people and it's working, then I would say a decade is maybe a bit long, honestly. But that's just me. guessing. Actually have another article pulled up. Breakthrough brain implant enables paralyzed woman to stream thoughts into voice. And I assume that they're using some type of generative AI to produce whether it's voice or translating the neuro signals into actual words. Like I assume that there's some type of AI translating. But we'll read on. Brain implant has restored speech in a woman with severe paralysis. A breakthrough advance in enabling communications for people who have lost the ability to speak. Which again, this is amazing. Literally giving speech to people who cannot speak. Hasn't spoken for 18 years. The implant, detailed in a study published in the Journal of Nature Neuroscience on Monday, solves a long-standing challenge of latency in using prosthesis for speech. Researchers, including from the University of California, Berkeley, developed artificial intelligence system, to synthesize and stream brain signal into audible speech in near real time. Again, like, it probably wouldn't work too well if you had latency, but if what they say is true and they're able to solve the latency issue, then you basically have a computer chip that's reading somebody's mind and interpreting that into speech, which again is amazing. The implications of something like that could be groundbreaking. Again, it's mind-blowing stuff. But that being said, the flip side to something like this means that the brain chip can read your mind, literally read your mind. As it says, it translates your thoughts into voice. So therefore, the first step of that would be to read your thoughts, right? Again, I'm not saying that that's the thing that's going to be done with it. It's just a possibility, obviously. So I'm going to move on to the next article real quick. And this is about, looks like, Neuralink neuromesh implant. So I'll go ahead and I'll read this. Elon Musk's Neuralink to implant blind sight chip in first human by 2025. And I think this is just perspective, like that's their plan by the end of 2025. But I'll go on. Elon Musk said that his brain chip startup Neuralink aims to have its artificial visual prosthesis blind sight implanted in the first human for the first time by the end of 2025. Here's a quote. We're hoping later this year to have the first device implant for humans, enabling someone to who is completely blind to see. I mean, again, the implications of something like this is actually amazing. Like, you could literally give sight to the blind. There's probably an argument in whether humans should be able to do that or not. That's an interesting argument to have. Again, like, it's amazing technology. Like, this could help tons and tons of people. So I would say there are net benefits to this. On the other hand, the implications of something like this is that with a neuromesh or brain chip in your brain, there is a way to see what you are seeing. So the first article is about the Neuralink and brain chips being able to read your thoughts. This article is about the brain chips and Neuralinks being able to see what you actually see. And again, I assume they use the generative AI in order to actually show that into a picture or whatever. I believe there has been studies on that before. But that being said, again, it could absolutely be an amazing technology. However, there are obvious nefarious things that people could do that could be a net negative, and implications for everyday human privacy are massive, because obviously if the company that owns said ship or is connected to the network, or somebody who is able to hack said ships, could literally read your thoughts or see what you're seeing at the time. So there's obviously a downside to that. We're going to go ahead and go on to the next article real quick. And this one, weirdly enough, is on PC Magazine. Neuralink's first patient reports no side effects a year after receiving brain chip. And again, this is absolutely amazing. This individual is going to regain a large amount of his faculties that he most likely hasn't been able to use for a very long time. Like, they're making somebody's life quite a bit easier. So I don't necessarily think that everything that can be done with this brain chip is a negative thing, obviously. I'll go ahead and I'll read a little bit from this. Neuralink's first human patient, Nolan Arbaugh, says his experience no side effects a year after receiving his brain implant. In a 1-year status update posted on X, Arbaugh, a quadriplegic, says he had no negative side effects, neither physically or psychologically, unless you count the insatiable desire for the female end of the plugs. Oh, that's a joke. I think, like, overall, from my understanding, okay. Arbaugh publicly demonstrated how the brain chip let him remotely control a cursor on a laptop, giving him the ability to browse the internet and play games. Again, like, they're giving the ability to do complex tasks to individuals who normally wouldn't be able to do those complex tasks. It's absolutely amazing. The absence of side effects increases the likelihood of Neuralink's brain chip could see wider adoption among individuals with physical disabilities. The technology uses thread-like electrodes on the implant to interpret the user's brain signals. The data can then be converted into Bluetooth-based remote commands to control electronic devices such as a mouse cursor. Despite reporting no side effects, however, Arbaugh did experience some issues when 85% of the electrodes on his brain implant became dislodged. The Neuralink made software changes to boost the remaining electrodes performance, giving Arbaugh a way to continue using the chip. Neuralink co-founder Elon Musk has since modified his surgical procedure to address the electrode issue and implant into the brain into the least 2 other patients. I mean, obviously there's going to be problems if you're alpha testing a technology that's brand new, groundbreaking technology. There's going to be complications. It seems like there's not really that many complications relatively to how complex this is. I mean, it's an amazing technology, and I think that it could really give a large amount of individuals a way to do things like walk if you haven't been able to walk, if you're a quadriplegic, see if you're blind, hear if you're deaf. These things are amazing. But on the other hand, obviously there's privacy issues. Obviously, There's probably going to be issues with security. And I'm going to state this one more time. If you have a brain chip, the way these technologies work is it's going to read your electrical signals in your brain and then translate it into either speech or images. Therefore, these brain chips can read your mind and they can see what you can see. That's just going to be something that you cannot get around whatsoever. But again, I don't think it's all negative. I don't think it's all positive. I just thought it was a really interesting topic, and I hope you guys did too. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.